Hi guys, when I thought the connecting or predicting is already done, then a vision came that even their forbidden ritual, they are solving it through known people in their own country or from the other countries. So I screenshot a message about a suitcase that is connected by red thread to a shoes. And I saw a post also. It's like 600 pairs of shoes, 600 etc. to the chairs or suitcase, etc. From the screenshot says that that suitcase that is connected to the shoes is a way for the you're a person that wanting to continue the video that I'm making is just automatically like cut off. So the meaning of that the suitcase tied to the shoes is you as person that willing to accept the ritual being tied to the thing of that person, like you're getting the luck, the longevity of life, and the meaning of the number in that museum that they are using, 798. 798 is a number of luck, but the most lucky number for them is the number 8. 9 is the 9 or 7 is the longevity of life. One of them, from 7 and 9, one of them is the meaning of essence of life or vitality of energy. So you're like sucking up the energy or life of that person's victim for you to for your life to be long but when I'm searching in Google, there's a number about 748. Go to hell. That should be the number of that museum, because the meaning of 798 in angel number is you will be blessed abundantly in prosperity for the work that you've done through your own philo. It's it's one for all for one. Not only yourself. You are thinking. But the ritual is it's only for yourself. The meaning of that ritual is only for yourself. It's not a service for everyone. So that's the sin of the Tibetan Buddhism. Are they really are real Buddhism? Or just they are aiming the dark side of the ritual of Tibetan Buddhism? They really search the sin of that Buddhism that they are doing? And even in the eyes of our God, even though there's no religion, that kind of act is a murderous act, a sin, because you are ending someone's life. So this prediction and connection, I will relate to same to Hollywood actually. Their style, their etc. And I saw one post which is you're acting like a Han dynasty. You're a fake Han dynasty, and I searched it about Han dynasty. They are the ones who in the past life of our ancestors, when barbarians are still there, no education, no well education, and the life of people is still ascending. They are the ones who is very they are the number ones who persecute their own fellow. They are the cannibalism. One of their actions is cannibalism, and etc. It says in the comment says you are acting like a Han dynasty, and your Chinese people are fake Han dynasty, etc. So they are acting like one, or they are just doing the ritual for their own gains. That's what people are doing. When you cannot do an accountable part, you have to do something to think that you are being saved. Think that your fate is changing. All of your sins is being washed. But at the end, if you are really wise and very intelligent, you know you should be known better. That you're just adding more sin to yourself. People are very good in hiding, doing plans when it comes to evil deeds, hiding their lies, manipulating the situation that you never done a sin. You never lied. You never disrespect someone. But when you come to their face and say, "Are you sure? You never disrespect, you never lied, you never do this thing?" They are even very confident of their words, which is no. And you that knows better is the ones who will give up, because what kind of person is this? What kind of soul this person has? Even bragging that this person, even those people that knows accountability, knows that they even have a sin. That's why they are doing accountability. But these people, it can bring out insecurities, angerness, hatred to the situation that you experience that kind of situation to that person. That person dragging you from its juicy and arrogant. Yeah, it can bring you, especially if you observe that the person has no ascension at all, and every time that person needed to be assisted, but that person doesn't want to accept that it needed the assessment and guide. That kind of person is very, we don't know what kind of person is that. If the action that you will grab that person, then bump the head so that that person will realize something, bump the head many times until it will uh, bleed. But it's a sin, right? Even right now that I'm seeing and thinking, and we have to accept that we did that again, right? But are they have that kind of accountability to themselves? Yeah, at the end, we are the ones who will always adjust. Have a long patience and understanding that some people are really is worse than being an idiot and arrogant person. This is a blunt words, but it is truth. Maybe they will, if they will hear, they will realize something. So, from this connection and prediction, the government knows, in some of the members of this Illuminati cult, same to Hollywood as I've said, right? and their way to being honest is the museum itself. But the Hollywood actors and actresses is through their words. There's a lot of videos all over the social media, especially in TikTok. I'm seeing a lot of on TikTok that there's a lot of actors and actresses that saying where what's the effect of that Illuminati, or why should they do it. It's a way of they believe on being honest that their consequences or karma, bad karma that comes in their way will be listened. No, it doesn't work that way. Being honest with an empty space without no heartedly saying also that those things that you engage through yourself is bad, sinful act to God, will give a consequences through your life and your own bloodlines. If they even know that one, they are more actually they know more about spirituality, this education. They have be the one, the number one should spread this teaching of spirituality because they know better. That's the sincerity of accountability. That's what I'm talking. Not just being honest to say that words. It's just an empty space that you are just saying that you did that one, but you didn't sincerely being accountable to that bad actions that you did. At the end, you will get the very heavy consequences. Even though you being honest, we are lucky they are being honest and saying the truth, and us not hearing it. Well, let's learn, not just hearing it, and that the words that we are hearing just coming out from the other ear, and be awakened and enlightened. That's dangerous game that people engaging their self. At the end, they will be sucked abundantly in prosperity. They're giving temporary through themselves and wanted to welcome the pet of hell after the went away from this earth. End of their life. And the second judgment. And if you didn't pass, will go to that pet of hell, unending suffering pet of burning hell, right? If we didn't still believe at that part, now let's start to believe that it will really happen. Whatever we deny, there's always a situation that gives an information that that is real. How about if this is the case and it's all over the world? It means every leader is doing the ritual itself. My intuition is sparkling. Whether that's black magic, because rumors are black magic also. Whether that's truth or lie, or deceive, etc. Still dangerous, right? This is where I realize because I cannot find why this government is like this, but they are still in the three-dimensional consciousness, which is control most of the part. Let's demand our governments to ascend to 5D, directly to 5D, for them to rule properly as people all over the world. If we are ascending people, how about them? They should, right? Or not? No choice. And there is a vision that not only Chinese is doing, those the government because they know it, but almost all over the world. Like their idol. So I've shown a video why this country is developing so fast.
Now, if you're familiar with my content, you're usually hearing me speak from a logical perspective, not really so much spiritual and all of these things. However, for this particular topic, I just have to combine the two because, yeah. Now, there's a creator that's on here. Her at is Black Girl, and she was basically explaining how slavery was a contract. It was a spiritual contract that the white founding fathers of this country agreed to, a 400 plus contract that required the bodies of Black and brown people in order or in exchange for privilege, power, and riches. Now, when I heard her say that, I immediately thought about how America became one of the biggest powers, right? In Western civilization, just overall, even surpassing nations that have been there before them. And America got up there in the rankings relatively fast. Relatively fast. So she was basically saying that the founding fathers, they agreed to this contract with some type of deity, right? For exchange of power, privilege, and riches, right? And in order to fulfill the contract, they needed to, one, violently remove the Native Americans from this country. They needed to import, right, the Black bodies that they later were sacrificing, right? They also needed to commit heinous, violent acts to the enslaved. Like these were all parts of a ritual type thing. And even though slavery ended, they continued to meet their quota through systemic racism, right? Think about it. It's through systemic racism where the destabilization of Black communities, right? The war on drugs, police brutality, all of these things are allowed to happen where what happens? Black bodies are still being sacrificed. But the problem is that they're not meeting their quota anymore. They're not meeting the quota, okay? Which is why they have this whole slogan of Make America Great Again, AKA renew the contract. All right, so I'm just gonna give a little backstory, right? When I was in elementary school, probably at the end of elementary school, so probably 5th grade, if not going into junior high school, 6th grade. I was coming home from school and I was very upset. I was upset because as a Haitian American kid, there was a lot of other kids basically coming at me that day saying, oh, your country is poor and it's because they do voodoo. Oh, you guys do voodoo. That's why you guys have so much bad luck, X, Y, and Z. And I was just so frustrated. I went home, expressed my frustrations to my mother and she's listening. And then at the end of it all, she was just like, why they don't talk about the voodoo that America does? They want to talk about Haiti. Why they don't talk about the voodoo that America does? When she said that, I was taken aback. I was like, what voodoo? Like, what voodoo does America do? And she was like, yeah, this country does voodoo a lot. We did voodoo for our freedom, but they do it for riches. They do it for power. And I didn't understand what she was saying. I honestly thought that maybe she just felt some type of way that these people were coming at her country. You understand? Like real nationalism type shit, like real strong Black Haitian woman. Like, I'm not going to let nobody talk about my country. I thought that's what she was on. I thought that's the type of timing that she was on. But no, she was letting me know that everywhere, they do magic everywhere in the world. They want to demonize Haiti, but they do it too. They do it too, and it soon will be revealed. I remember her saying this. I promise you guys, I was in elementary school. So now hearing Black Girl basically state the same thing and saying that slavery itself was them fulfilling a contract with black magic, with dark magic, in order for them to have power, prestige, privilege, riches. And now they're scrambling because the contract is ending. It's ending. And unless they bring back those Black bodies, they can't renew the contract. Everything that you see that they're doing right now, ethnically cleansing the country, trying to remove CRT in classrooms, replacing PBS Kids with PragerU, doing all of this stuff is so that they could try to get us back into a space where they could collect these Black bodies again and renew the fucking contract. And as somebody who is spiritual, I kind of see that playing out. I really do. Again, I never understood how America got so far up in power the way that they did when they really didn't do much. Everything was built off of the labor of other countries, of other nations, of other racial groups. I always was trying to understand how these motherfuckers was sacrificing us. That's how. Now, if I see anybody in my comments talking about you're losing it, you're going crazy, this is why I told your ass to scroll before you started this video. I said if you are not spiritual or you don't believe in spirituality, to go ahead and scroll, because I don't need none of that. Thank you.
They did a voodoo something, ritual. And it really works. That's why this country is also doing it for the attention, the etc. will come in their way. They are fighting through this technique also that does this country use. They are only giving cues to one another and adding people because of that rituals that they are doing. That's why there are some families that always fighting one another. There are some people that very bad, selfish and bad, egoistic, and because they are welcoming evilness in this world. That's why they are adding their philo, whether they know it or not. The consequences is we are seeing through our eyes. The evidence is here. The welcome. So they let the evil energy progress itself. Then hold every person that it can hold. The number one is them that doing it. Then why they are using artists for the street walls? Because when you it's easy to find actually at that part. It's very easy because when an artist became known, then these artists magnet everything, materialistic world, the people, what else, the prosperity, etc. That's why the number one target for them is the artist. Especially if they observe that this person is not doing any kind of effort, but it magnet those kinds of. So let's pray, every one of us, not only ourselves, that this shift, then the ascension will continue forever. Well, let's make a ritual for them also. I manifest and declare right now, this moment, through the universe, that any plot, even rituals, bad rituals, will not ascend, but send directly to the sender itself. It will actually directly work on them. But for those who wants the ascension of goodness that can help everyone, not only themselves, will ascend. Again, I declare and manifest through the universe and pray to God. If they don't believe, or if you don't believe this, what I've uttered, let's see. It already is declared and said. So, believe that every weapon that will against you, especially if you aim goodness through yourself, through your family, and others, will perspire. And adding God in your life is the best for 100% protection. That fixing relationship, building your faith and believe in Him, those brothers and sisters that are being persecuted and being their lives are being ended. It's an evidence that the blessing is starting actually. They may be a sacrificial lamb for these blessings, but their um, generation, next generation will experience those, and their next life will experience also. So there is really is a reincarnation. So right now, it's the intuition is sparking actually as I'm talking. So God maybe is telling this to you also. The words that I am saying to you. Because there are some people that still didn't believe in reincarnation. That's why the miserable no moving on is still there in their consciousness, the belief. It's better for us to be happy if someone's life ended because he or she is coming back to God. It's better to pray for that person or be reincarnated in a better life for that the next life will learn what should be learn its lesson that they are saying. Sometimes we are being reincarnated to do a purpose, to add from the purpose, or to learn something, to build ourselves more, to mature. So there are some people that being reincarnated many times to learn something, but if it didn't learn, that's the end for them, which is hell. Maybe that's a person that is very hard-headed, or some people are being reincarnated because they volunteered to help from that purpose that it will happen. Yeah, some of them volunteered. My intuition is sparking. That volunteer is very strong. And some even says we volunteered to come in this earth for a purpose. Some learning, some wanted to enjoy living in this earth again, experiencing it to be a human. God may allow that one if you have a right reason. And if you, it's like a conversation, a contract, that how about if uh, you became lost at that part, that conversation is between them. It can be God will say, that soul will say that you are there, God, to realize that I'm already lost in this in liking that I want to experience living as a human again. That's a valid reason also, right? To be allowed. So that's a different situation. So Let's pray. The people, the leaders in the government and the workers for their ascension because they are really in 3D dimension. They are revolving in control, greed, jealousy, envy, insecurities on people that they see. That's why we cannot understand why the abilities of the persons that is working in the government is like that. Let's pray that the workers and the leaders right now until the next generations are the rightful people to stay at that part, not the wrong people. Because as the rituals that they are doing, the evilness is ascending. The evil energy let the wrong people be the workers in that government, be the leaders at that government. That's why start now. Let's pray for the right persons, right personals to be at that position, or the teachers, the doctors, the engineers, the contractors. What else? More more higher position. Oh well, sorry, not all, but they are the ones who is being silent. They just doing their jobs. I know some that saying, even though I'm fighting for the right, it's no choice for me to shut up my mouth and do only my job. For them, let's pray also for them to have a courageous and confident to fight for the right. Because if not, are they really allowing it? They are one of the people also that is being lead. Let's pray for their courage and confidence as we are praying ourselves and others to have that courage and confidence to fight for the wrong, evilness, or wickedness that our fellow doing to one, to, to us or to someone. To end that wickedness actions, thinking, and words that come out in our mouth. So I hope you get what I wanted to say in this last part of prediction and connecting Yu Mingnong's case. God bless and good luck to us for our ascension from this new order and the new beginning that God given us. Because it's the last stage. It's the last stage of life. We should know better because the education, the real education is already here. Not to make us more dumb. Not to make ourselves more dumb. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell notification, comment if you want, and share. Yeah, better comment if you want. Share what you are having in that brain about our brother Yu Minglong's case, or any situation that you observe, or words that you wanted to share, or thoughts.